Zach Life Beat Depression. It's day 873, and we're back in the place to be with another somatic healing session to wipe out depression. Thanks so much, everybody, for being here now. Anyone who's tuning in later, as you know, it's a martial arts for mental health show, and we like to tune in, focus on those mental health tools first, things that everybody can use, free tools you always have access to as a human being in the fight forwards towards better mental health. So feel free to take what you need, take what you can use, take what vibes with you, and add it to your toolkit so that you have that best fighting chance forward toward better mental health every single day. Making the goal progress, making the goal being here, showing up for the process will allow you to continue to enjoy daily success for the rest of your life. And it's a good feeling. I'm letting you know from 873 days of progress and success for myself. So that first mental health tool we want to tune into is gratitude tool. Very powerful tool, and it's very fitting because it's day 12 of our 21 days of gratitude movement that we're doing with Hope to Courage out there. So I want to shout out gratitude to Hope to Courage. Also want to shout out gratitude to This Kid Is Lucky, Billy the Savage, California Bill Bo Baggins out there tuning in live from New Jersey. Appreciate you, brother. Thank you for tuning into the show. Thank you for being here. Go ahead and think about what you're grateful for. That'll help put you in a positive mindset as we move into the lesson. A couple other things on my gratitude list today. I want to shout out gratitude to Eddie Line Brewery for helping us raise awareness in town, putting our sticker up behind the bar where people can see it and scan it, and hopefully it will empower them with tools that they can use to help improve their lives and save their lives as they move forwards towards better mental health as well. Also, want to shout out a little gratitude to Buena Vista Public Library System because I'm in contact with them, and we may be setting up to do a free virtual program through their platform on Zoom, and that will allow us to serve the whole town of Buena Vista with some free mental health tools as well. So stay tuned for that. We'll advertise up on that if you want to tune into that. It'll probably be just a low-intensity breathwork session, something everybody can enjoy. It doesn't have to be about martial arts. It doesn't have to be about these active tools or things. It can be just something very easy to give you guys a little more stress relief, a couple more free tools. Never have enough free tools out there. So shouting out gratitude to Eddie Line Brewery, to Hope to Courage, to the first ones in today, and to Buena Vista Public Library System for all of their support. And that's the end of my gratitude section today. Go ahead and think about yours. And shout out to Lisa the Luminary for being here. Appreciate you. Second mental health tool we're going to talk about today is the progress tracking tool. It's been 873 days of consecutive progress and success for me. Let me know how many days it's been for you. And you can use this list tool for anything, any daily goal that you accomplish, big or small. Ideally, you want to make it something that you can accomplish, something that's not a burden, something that you can put into your day. It can be as small as making the bed in the morning, or maybe a daily gratitude journal. You can start your day with that piece of gratitude, and make just noting that gratitude can be your goal accomplishment. But if you'd like to make this tool even more effective, you can use it to keep track of the number of days that you participate in this class, or you participate in a routine that builds you up both mentally and physically. And that can be at any martial arts studio, or heavy bag time, or time with Bob the training dummy. Whatever works for you, whatever you enjoy out there. Keep track of your progress. Keep track of that daily goal accomplishment, because this is your proof that you can give yourself, that you are stronger than the debilitating effects of depression or anxiety. This is your factual proof. No matter what your mind tells you, no matter what temporary feelings or thoughts you are dealing with, you can look at your physical proof and remind yourself that you are stronger than those things, and you have the proof to back it up. And this tool for me has let me keep track of also the number of days that I've been without suicidal ideation. 873 days, no suicidal ideation, no debilitation. And I can't tell you, I cannot understate enough how powerful this is continuing to be in my life, getting me out of bed in the morning, getting me moving forwards, making these connections so that we can empower one another. So please do keep track of your progress. Give yourself the credit that you deserve. This is your list. This is how you know you deserve it. Depression is a life-threatening disease. Every day that you get up and fight forwards is a day of proof of your strength and endurance. And if you got a number, share it so you can inspire others. Lisa the Luminary coming in at 573 days. Consecutive progress and success. Good stuff, Lisa. Thank you so much for sharing and inspiring others. When Roses Blossom, thanks for being here as well. Appreciate you all for being a part of the show. All right, so that being said, like I mentioned earlier, it's 873 of progress and success for me, but it's day 12 of our 21 days of Gratitude program. And if you've been following along, you know we've made this program a little more accessible for everybody, for all skill levels, and we've been adding in a new tool each day over the course of 21 days. We did 6 days of hands, we did 6 days of elbows, and now we're getting into the knees. So we got a couple more days of knees left. Yesterday we practiced that basic Muay Thai knee, that straight forwards, boom, straight forwards Muay Thai knee there. Today we're going to practice the switch knee. We're going to add the switch knee into your routine. I'll break that down for you before we get into the lesson. And then it's going to be back into our standard rounds. 3 rounds, 3 minutes each, 1 minute breaks in between to catch your breath and drink some water. And we're tapping into those creative tools, those creative flow tools. We're aiming for that goal of flow, showing up to your ability, giving yourself a challenge to your skill level. It's all about you and what you can do for yourself here. And using those tools that you enjoy to give yourself that creative routine and continue making that progress forward. Shout out to Fortune 6. Appreciate you for being here as well. Thank you for the support. Make sure that you guys have water and you're checking in, making sure you're not overreaching at any given point. You want to avoid those signs of overreaching: dizziness, nauseousness, lightheadedness, spots in the vision. All that means you need to dial that intensity back. Lower your pace, your intensity, or the volume of strikes that you're throwing in your shadowboxing routine, and that way you can dial it back and tune into you to give yourself what you need. We want to give ourselves a challenge, but not push too hard. We don't want to overreach. We also don't want to take it too easy because you'll fall into boredom. Overreaching leads to more depression and anxiety. Underreaching is boredom, and you won't want to do it anymore. But if you find that zone in the middle, where you can continue to challenge yourself, and as your skill level increases, you increase that challenge, you're going to find yourself in the flow zone, and the more time you spend there equals the more time you do not have to deal with the mild to moderate symptoms of depression or anxiety. Not only that, the more time you're moving forwards and the more time you can keep track of making that progress out there. Shout out as well to Tomorrow74. Thank you so much for being here. Let's break down this new knee strike that we're going to use in today's lesson. So like I said, it's day 12 of our 21 days of gratitude routine. You got hands, you got elbows, and now we're into the knees. We practiced that straight knee strike yesterday. We're going to practice a switch knee today. So when we're talking about knees are close range, generally, close range weapons. And when you throw that rear knee, it's nice and powerful because we can hinge through the hip and drive that straight forwards, get a lot of momentum built up, right? Generate some speed, and generate some power there. Speed is power. But when it comes to the front knee strike, if you're throwing it from your orthodox stance, boom, you're going to have to do something to add some power in there because it's a much shorter distance. So there's not a lot of time to speed that knee up. You can stay here and just throw it forwards, but it won't be that effective. It won't be that strong. So the way that we make that front knee effective, excuse me. The way we make that front knee effective in comparison to the rear knee is by adding in a quick switch of the feet. So we're going to be swapping the feet into southpaw stance and then firing that lead knee. That lead knee becomes the rear knee, gives it more room to speed up, and that is known as a switch knee strike. So from our balanced Muay Thai stance, we're here, we're visualizing that opponent, right? Visualize that depression dummy, that physical embodiment of the thing that we're conquering every day. Make sure you're landing your strikes precisely on target when you're visualizing. Driving that knee into the guts, knocking those lies out of that depression dummy. And while we're visualizing that target, we're going to strike with that lead knee. And the way to do that, again, breaking it down, is with a quick switch. So we're here, we're in our orthodox stance. We're just going to swap the feet. Boom. And now you're preloaded. That rear knee has just swung back, and the mechanics are going to be the same as they were for that opposite knee. We're going to take that lead hand, which is now your rear hand, right, because we swapped the feet. We're going to take that lead hand. It's going to chop down as we swing through the hip, sending that knee straight forwards. So the hand's going to come down, and the knee's going to move forwards. You want to kind of sync them together so that you've got that chopping motion. The hand acts as a counterbalance so that you don't throw yourself off balance here. The more balanced you are, the more precise, the more you can chain your combos together, the more fun you can have when you're shadowboxing. So let's go over it one more time. From our squared balanced Muay Thai stance, visualizing that target, we're going to start with the rear knee, that regular knee strike we did yesterday. Boom, chopping the hand. Boom. Keeping the chin tucked and yourself nice and square, nice and balanced. Remember to chop the hand and keep the guard high on the opposite hand so you work your defense and offense at the same time. Boom. You want to open up the hip just a little bit, right? Open up that hip on the front, on the lead leg, and hinge, chopping the hand and sending the knee forwards. One point of reference is you want to bring that ankle as close as you can to the booty. That's going to make the knee nice and sharp. It's going to avoid injury on your end, cause injury on their end. If you're working with a heavy bag, it'll protect that kneecap, making sure that the ankle is nice and close, as tight as you can get it. Sharpen up that knee and make it a nice, strong striking surface. For the switch knee attack, if we want to use that lead knee, we're going to swap the feet. Boom. And now we're going to chop the hand on that same side of the knee that is firing, keeping the opposite hand nice and defended here. Boom. Chop that hand and swing that knee straight up into that target. Again, we want to get that ankle close to the booty on the opposite side. So from orthodox, just giving you different angles here. Bang, bang, bang. From orthodox stance, we want to fire the lead knee. We're going to swap the feet real quick. And then we're going to fire. Boom. Fire there, chopping the hand down. Keeping the guard tight, chin tucked. We're nice and balanced. We're nice and square. Balanced Muay Thai stance. That's what it's all about. And that is it. That's your switch knee. So we're going to incorporate that today into our 3-minute rounds. And we're going to get moving, have some fun. We'll have some fighting spirit of the 80s coming through. Our retro synth boombox out here. Ian, let's get it. Boom, 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 boom. Let's go. Daily beat should be fine. Let's do it. Visualize that target. Remember to breathe in the nose, out the mouth. Checking in on comments. Thanks for being here, Shawnee boy. And thanks for sharing your progress. Slayer Ken, 481 days of consecutive progress and success. Good stuff, brother. Keep up the good work. Keep up inspiring. All right, let's get these tunes and timer going and get back into another round of progress and success. Visualize that target. And let's do it. Square up with it. Square hips, squared shoulders in your balanced stance. Visualize that depression dummy. Let's start with the fundamentals again. In your balanced stance, toss the hands. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. Those 1-2s. Straight punches right down the center line. Turning the fist over. Landing on the large 2 knuckles. Tucking that thumb. Keeping the chin nice and tucked. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. This is where you can warm up. Just nice light hands. Turning them over, practicing form, practicing balance, and we're going to start adding in those knees. Now, like I said earlier, the knee is a close range attack, so we want to be in nice and close to land those general knees. We're going to start with the rear knee, that basic knee, step into the jab, and then chop the opposite hand, boom, throwing the knee and returning back to orthodox stance. If you missed the class yesterday, you can pick it up at your own discretion, anytime, at Sack Life Daily. Boom, back to stance, keep it nice and tight. Now we're gonna work on that lead knee that we haven't developed yet. So for the lead knee strike, again, we're gonna swap the feet, take that hand that now became the lead hand, that's now your rear hand, and we're gonna chop it down, swinging through the hip, boom, and driving that knee forward and returning back to our southpaw stance here. We're in that southpaw stance because of the switch. Swap it all the way back to orthodox, nice and balanced. Visualize that opponent, hit him with the 1-2s, bam, 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 bam. Let's link in some knees here. 1, 2, from here, from the cross. Let's fire a rear knee because it's preloaded, right? We think about what feeds what. Rear knee there, boom. Chop the hand, back in the stance. Remember, if you're advanced, use all those tools that you already have. Put them into your striking routine and give yourself a challenge. We're here to get what we deserve. What do we deserve? What we give. So give it 100%. Don't cheat yourself by going too low intensity. If you're a beginner, if you're new, don't worry about moving around. Just stay nice and balanced here in your Muay Thai stance and chop for some of those knees. Practice those knees. Rear knee, lead knee. Switch the feet. Drive that knee up and then send it back, right back to southpaw stance. And you can switch back to orthodox. Bah, bah, bah. Let's go. Work the hands. And we're going to fire some lead knees here. Swap the feet. Boom. Chop the hand. Bang. And back to stance. You can send this knee in to the guts, nice and straight. Or you can send it up to the head, aiming for the chin. Almost the same thing, just changing the target. But we're still swinging through the hip. Chopping the hand as a counterbalance and swapping the feet into southpaw. Back to stance. Let's go. Exhale on those strikes. Back in, and that's the end of round 1. Catch your breath. Drink some water. In round 2, we'll pick up intensity a little more. We'll start adding in the rest of those tools that we've been practicing over the last 12 days. You are now armed with about 1, 2, I can't do the math right now. You're armed with 3 out of 4 of our total tools, which is really 6 out of 8 of our total tools. You got knees on both sides, elbows on both sides, hands on both sides. So you've got 6 different ways to strike, and you can mix them all together, keeping it creative, keeping that shadow boxing routine fun, and finding that flow zone for you as you continue to grow forward and challenge yourself. Remember, it is about the challenge. It is about getting out of the comfort zone, giving yourself a challenge, and that way you can crush that challenge and reward yourself for the success, for the progress that you're making. 9 seconds before we get into the next round. Like I said, we're going to pick up some intensity here, but remember, watch out for those signs of overreaching. Do not overextend. Start with the hands, work your way in. Work your way into close range with the hands. Stepping into the jab, rotating through for the cross. Step into the jab. That's going to get us closer and closer to our opponent, right? Or to that heavy bag. 1, 2, small step on the rear foot. 3, 4. We're keeping nice and balanced, nice and tight here. Tucking the chin, working defense and offense at the same time. And we're going to work in those knee strikes. When you're in range, think about the different range of those different strikes. For the lead knee, it's close range, even with the switch. Ba, ba, ba. We're going to fire that lead knee this time off of the jab, right? So we fired the rear knee off the cross because that's a nice link up there. Preloads the rear knee. But we can fire the lead knee off the jab. We just have to remember that you've got to put the switch in there so that it'll be an effective lead knee strike. So go ahead and toss a jab, and right there, when you make contact with the face of that opponent or that visualized target, right there we're going to swap the feet. We're covering up that foot swap and preload with the fist. And now, this is our lever. We're going to chop that hand down. Boom. And keep the knee nice and tight. Back to stance. All the way back to orthodox. Let's go. Cover up those knees with punches. Work the rear knee with the cross. Cross. Rear knee. And then the lead knee is going to be with the jab. Step to the jab. Boom. Cover up that foot swap. Bang. Right? Foot swap. And then chop that lead jab down. Whoosh. Boom. And you can send it towards the head that you just blinded, or you can send it, boom, into the gut. Keeping the chin tucked and the hips curled and shoulders rolled is going to help you stay balanced and focused here. Step into the jab, swap the feet, boom, fire that knee, boom, back to stance. We want the knee to be nice and straight, nice and tight and sharp. Boom, boom, boom. Let's drill some switch knees here. Step into the jab to cover it up. Swap the feet, and from here we're going to stay balanced in that striking position and drill a couple knees from that southpaw foot position, right? So chin tucked, hips curled, still balanced. We're switched in our stance, and we're going to fire the knee, fire the knee, fire the knee, just stepping right back in to your striking position, just getting that muscle memory in there. Keep the guard tight on the opposite side. Think about the different areas of improvement and start drilling that southpaw knee. Boom, 1, 2, 3. We're nice and balanced. 4. If you're chopping that hand proper, it's going to counter that knee momentum, and it's going to keep you nice and balanced here. Back to stance, orthodox. 1, 2, 3. Let's go. Rear knee. Us. And that's the end of round 2. Catch your breath, drink some water. And round 3, we're opening it up. Get creative. Use all those tools you've got. And have fun. Mix in the elbows, the hands, the knees. We're going to get those shins and legs working in the last couple of days. We've only got a couple days left, so make the most of them. Woo. And remember, it's not about challenging each other. It's not about competing with each other. It's about challenging ourselves. That's how we get sustained growth and we can avoid burnout. We want to show up, give ourselves a challenge based on your current condition. If you partied hard last night, drank, or didn't get enough sleep, those things are going to affect your output, so you don't want to put the intensity too high for your current situation. Always tune into you, in the moment. Ground yourself into that moment and give yourself what you need. All right, final round. Get creative. Have fun with it. Use all those tools we learned in the last 12 days. And let's go. Visualize that target. Exhaling through those punches. Boom. Hey, work on your movement, staying nice and balanced. Moving as a fighter, right? Bam, bam. Keep that chin tucked. Head on the center line here. If you're a beginner, you want to keep that head on the center line for balance. If you're advanced, you move the head off the center line. When you're throwing those punches, to become more evasive. Work those rolls in there. A little surprise. Change up those angles. Work those elbows. Hey. What's coming next? No one's gonna know. The more equipped you are. Hey. Boom. Switch knee. Keep it moving. Visualize that target. Remind yourself of your why. What are you fighting for? Quality of life that you deserve. So work for it. Let's go. Deserve what we give out here. Work those knees. Knee to the head. Knee to the body. Switch knee to the head. Switch knee to the body. Pop it back. Bum, bum, bum. Switch knee to the body. And back to stance. Feet all the way back. Exhale through it. Turn those fists. Exhale on the strikes. And visualize. Knocking out. Hey, these are all tools that we've practiced in the last 12 days. Not throwing any kicks. Give yourself a challenge. Let's go. Hey, keep it moving. Stay balanced. Knees. Elbows. Knees. Keep the chin tucked. You can fix your gaze towards the chest of the opponent. That way, our peripheral vision will pick up any incoming attacks. Right? Don't fixate on the head or the eyes, because the head's not going to punch you. The head's not going to kick you. Look at that center mass just under the chin. And you can train that peripheral. To spot those incoming attacks. Let's go. Work the knees. Hey, it's the end of round 3. Woo! And I hope you gave yourself a challenge. I know that I did. I know I gave myself that challenge to intensity to meet me where I'm at. Didn't quite get enough sleep last night. And this altitude is still kind of really messing me up out here at 8,000 feet. Woo! The more I bump intensity, the more oxygen my muscles need. And there's still less oxygen in the air. So I've got to dial that intensity in so that I don't overwork. But always show up and give myself that challenge so I can keep moving forwards and reward myself for the success. And I hope that you guys do the same thing. Shout out to Angeline and Southpaw Cuts. Thank you guys so much for tuning in and supporting the cause. Stay tuned as we continue to make a positive impact out here in Buena Vista and the world together. Until next time, I'll catch you guys same exact time, same exact channel, same exact life. Zach Man out. Woo!